Hello, welcome back again to the LCS Challengers League. I'm Mad Magical, joined in by Mazel and Cubby. We're getting ready for our second series of the day, 100 Thieves Challengers versus Team Liquid first. So let's talk about these two teams and kind of differentiate how we really want to evaluate these two teams. Because when you have one of the Challenger teams up against a provisional team, I always like to look at the provisional teams as not necessarily needing to win, but where they can improve, how they can learn from these games in order to get better. Wouldn't you really agree with that, Mazel?
Yeah, I mean, especially for TL First, who they look mechanically great. Like, I think you see a lot of standout moments, but it's when it comes together as a team, when it comes to those late game decision makings, the objective controls, stuff like that, it kind of falls out the way. So that's where you're looking at that kind of tie up for a lot of these teams in a different way than you are the Challengers teams.
Yeah, and Cubby, I know you have your thoughts on a lot of this too. Like, before we get into the rosters and stuff, what should we look at between the two teams? Like, what would you expect from the Challengers? What would you expect from First?
You know, I think that for TLF, we've really been setting the expectation for them that they are a team that we feel like individually can compete with the majority of teams in this league. And I really do feel that way. But, you know, from talking with Rovex before, he said, you know, we are 2-6. We feel like we're playing better than that. I would agree. I think there's a couple games where they had early leads that they just were not able to convert that to wins. He said, you know, we do have good, like, individuals. We are a talented team. We just have to figure out, like, how to get on the same page and win as a team. Yeah. And that doesn't happen overnight. That takes some time. So definitely going to be looking out to see if TLF can continue to kind of add their own flavor to some of these drafts and moments that they've had and have been really good. But also if they can, you know, maybe push a team like 100 Thieves Challengers that has now had their full roster together for more than just 1 week. And we really feel like can be one of the top dogs in this league.
I mean, the 100 Challengers are definitely going to be like you said, they're going to be a top dog. They're going to be a team we expect. They have a lot of that rookie talent on their side, but they also have some players that have been around the scenes. I mean, we have Unforgiven on the team, LAC All-Star from there, All-Pro. And then you have Pretty, a player that has been around the Academy scene for some time and has put up some impressive numbers along the way. So
Yeah, throw Destiny in there too.
Oh yeah. I mean, Destiny for Unforgiven, the all-pro bot lane that they have. But going up against Team Liquid first, let's look at this roster and really try to pick apart every single one of the lanes. Because you kind of mentioned the different champion pools, Cubby, and I really am looking at like City, even Aspect with the different champions they play that might be able to catch their opponents off guard.
Yeah, I mean, this worked out really well for TLF as they threw their own wrinkle in against Wildcard, which is kind of fun given that Argentum used to coach that core when they were AoE Ginger Turmeric. The Karthus was huge in Game 2 in City. He carried that game. And again, it's not like we've seen good moments from TLF. We've seen them be a team that can get early leads. It's just we haven't seen them be able to convert that to win consistently. That's something that's not easy to do, especially when you're in, NACL, your provisional team, going up against a lot of experienced teams and members. But it is something that we're looking for them to continue to improve on. And we'll see if they can, stand up individually today against a very impressive lineup in 100 Thieves Challengers.
Mazel, I'll let you take this one to talk about Surdy, because I know you love talking about him.
Surdy, the aggressive king in the top lane. Obviously, some ups and downs, I feel like, but a consistency that I've seen has been that Surdy wins lane a majority of the time.
Yeah.
I think going against a lot of these guys, you see some of that kind of defensive posture taken by top laners, but Surdy is one that will just aggress, and I think we're going to get a hype matchup between Surdy and now Sniper on 100 Thieves Challengers.
Yes, and that's where I wanted to bring the conversation. As you can see, the 100 Thieves Challengers roster up in front of you. We kind of discussed it a little bit before, but let's really focus on that top lane matchup against Sniper. For Surdy, this is something that he wants to prove himself against this talented 16-year-old rookie, that he can beat him, go toe-to-toe, and be the better of the two.
I mean, guys, Sniper is like the prodigy, right? He is a generational talent given what his brother Viper accomplished. Also, shout out to his twin brother Crimson, who was filling in today for Team Fish Taco and helped them get 2 wins in the OQs as well. But Sniper's been really impressive at the start of this split. He's been solo killing. I mean, ADD he took down in multiple games. Concept he took down in multiple games. But we feel like Surdy is a better laner than those two. And I mean, they've been kind of bantering back and forth on Twitter. They're like, do we opt into skill matchups here? They're like, Riven versus Camille? I would be a fan if we saw that one. And I think that both these players actually, even with Sniper being so young, there's a lot of respect between Sniper and Surdy. So I am really excited to see these two go toe-to-toe because I think that both have landed really well so far in Academy or Challengers, and we'll see if that can continue in this series.
Yeah, you caught yourself there. Well done. I know I've done that a couple times myself, Cubby. But you know
Making historical references is tough, you know? We're challengers now.
Bruh, I was cast in Academy since 2018. And you talk about being difficult, but we're in the Challengers League now, baby. It is our second series of the day, so Mazel, Cubby, get us rocking and rolling.
All righty, let's kick it off for 100 Thieves Challengers versus Team Liquid Honda. First, 100 Thieves Challengers will be on the blue side for this one, as I would expect some of those meta bans obviously being the primary, but we actually get the Pyke ban here against Rovex, one of Rovex's signature champs.
I think that's well-deserved. Again, talking with Rovex beforehand, Rovex is someone that I feel like excels on engaged supports, and he was that mid lane role swap, so, I mean, he was playing Pyke mid back then. That Pyke was part of the Karthus win and the win they picked up. So some respect being paid for 100 Thieves Challengers. I also think it's worth highlighting before we get too deep into this draft, Mazel. And we have a lot of storylines for this game. I actually love the fact that we have 4 EGP alum in this game between Surdy, Yukino, Aspect, and Mia. That's pretty cool. The fact that they're all now in Challengers.
Yeah, I obviously getting to see kind of the holdovers, and especially the fact that we have gotten this for TL first, the kind of combination of what we have for them. But Yukino, one of the, I feel like, up-and-coming star junglers that obviously 100 Thieves Challengers are very excited for, but even other junglers are excited to go up against, right? I was talking with Perry last week, and he said, there's not many junglers I really want to go up against besides, like Tomio, maybe even Svenskeren, but Yukino was the one that he pointed out the most. I think it's interesting to see Yukino having gotten a lot of the strength through these early performances and some of the downsides for 100 Thieves Challengers. But let's go ahead and catch up in picks and bans. We have the Elise ban and the Jax ban by 100 Thieves Challengers. We have the ADC focus over there on the red side in the Caitlyn and the Zeri bans.
Honestly, the Elise and Jax tells me that we might see a priority pick on jungle and maybe Cassante here. In the early stage of the draft. I know Yukino's been playing quite a bit of Vi.
That's not the skill matchup, is it? Is it?
They're hovering each other's champions. I like that. So that might be set up later in the draft here for 100 Thieves Challengers, but Ashe was a champion that we saw first banned by TLC, and each of their games, or TSM, because they were on red. They banned Ashe each game on red side, R1. Ashe is that through, and now is the first pick in this series.
I love to see it here. A little bit of that flexibility. Hey, you got there, baby. You got there. It's all good. So, City Witty. Okay. It will be the Fiora for Surdy. So, Surdy the one to throw down the gauntlet saying, I don't care. I'll first pick it on red side. We'll see what you got, Sniper.
He loves that Fiora. He's been R1, R2ing it all split. And Surdy's been playing very well on the champion too. But it looks like we could have some more Draven prio here. Curious is Mia has really been liking the Varus. It's been what she's majority or played for the majority. But Draven tells me this is going to be more bot lane focus for TLF, which honestly is a little bit different from what we've been seeing out of this team, as a lot of it has been around Surdy and City, and that's when they found success.
And I would wonder if this is where we see, Aspect taking that more facilitation role with moving out of mid lane, going to one of these side lanes, because Fiora and Draven having in the side lane are going to be strong no matter what. We do get to see the Varus, though, locked in, so it'd be the Ashe-Varus combo in the bottom lane for 100 Thieves.
Do we see a Blitzcrank? That's what I'm curious about now. We've seen Blitz be an answer to some of these very squishy lanes.
Could be.
I do think that Vi is pretty decent here, especially now with the Maokai showing for Yukino. So I think there are some choices here for TLF. Do they want to take some hard engage in the bot lane, try and fight this double poke lane? Or do we see the answer to the Maokai? I was teasing Vi. I mean, we could just have a Karthus here, guys. Karthus is already set up for a lot of success. They have range to deal with Karthus, but given that everyone is a squishy, it could be an option here for TL.
I would wonder if they do want to just go for comfort to kick off the series itself here, because obviously found a lot of success leaving City Witty in the farming style with his lanes having a lot of strength in their own right, and it will be that style yet again for TL first. So we were talking about trying to find their styles, trying to solidify themselves, and TL seemed to have found something they like to work with.
City, whenever he was playing in OQs or below the academy level, City was always a jungler that I think was better with resources. I know it's tough for City right now because he's playing on very high ping, but the Karthus is a champion that he was known for. I was a part of the TL tryout as a coach. City actually has rules for playing Karthus. Like City does know this champion really well. He had 3 rules. Maybe I don't want to share all the behind the scenes strats, but I might share some of them. The first of which is that you need 2 winning lanes. We'll see if TLF can pick it up later. They do have red side, which will help them find some counters. As at the moment, they still need the counter support. And they need to take a mid laner, whereas, of course, 100 Thieves Challengers, they have to have an answer to Fiora. And you can see TLF, they will at least respect Sniper's Gnar enough to take that off the board. But I'm wondering if we get something like a Jace here, which could synergize really well with what 100 Thieves is showing so far. Yeah. And is a matchup that you can play into Fiora. Surdy has shown that he can win it as he beat Philip in the Fiora Jace matchup. So I'm looking for the skill matchups, man. They were bannering a little bit on Twitter.
If we don't get, I'm gonna be upset. I'll add them on Twitter. I'll do it. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we do get a little bit more of that. Okay, so the Kassadin. I was wondering if the Kassadin would just sneak on through with all this focus elsewhere. It will not.
I don't think that Kassadin they don't want Kassadin on Red or 100 Thieves side, so I like the ban. I was teasing the Jace. We could see Jace actually denied here and see Jace mid for Aspect.
There you go.
So we have the double 80 lanes, and we're going to save that counter pick for support. I really like what TLF's starting to put together here.
All right, so now is really the ball in 100 Thieves court and see what they want to kind of respond to with their solo lane pickups here. We'll be having to at least get a little bit of stability, it feels like, for Pretty in the mid lane. And I think the Syndra could do a good job of that. I think there's a lot of other options on the table for mid lane as it wasn't banned out so heavily. It will just be the Syndra, though, or 100 Thieves.
Guys, I still like Blitzcrank a lot this game. Because like 100 Thieves, I mean, on their side, that's so much poke and kite between Ashe, Varus, Malachi, Syndra. You need something to break that. I think that Blitz would be really good at breaking that. And they took away the Nautilus, so 100 Thieves are thinking it like that way, like, hey, we need to take away the hard engage that can break us. I want to see a Blitz here, too.
Okay.
I think Renekton is a frontline. They do need some frontline here, so this isn't... It's a matchup Renekton can win. I'd say it's more of a skill matchup, and I think it is Fiora favored at this level and like in the later stages. We will see if they actually play towards that Fiora in the top side. I want to see Blitzcrank here for Rovex. Take the Blitz. Find a way to break all these squishy members for 100 Thieves and not just get poked to death.
We'll see if it gets locked in. They got a couple more seconds to think about it, and it's locked in, baby. Look at you, Covey. Give yourself a little pat on the back. TL first, though, easy one, have gotten comfort for themselves, it feels like. City Witty on the Karthus, set up for success. This is where we saw them be very positive last time around. Get that set up, as you were highlighting, for Rovex against this very stable comp and very, I feel like, run you down style comp that 100 Thieves have taken.
TLF, Karthus scaling. He has a lot of good targets when it comes to the R. I will say that 100 Thieves, they have a lot of kite and poke. So Jace can answer, but it's really tough for Draven to play the game if he gets behind it all. Because you have to deal with Syndra scatters. You have to deal with Ashe slows. You have to deal with Varus. And this isn't just any bot lane, right? This is Unforgiven and Destiny. So we'll see if TLF are up to the challenge. I expect a lot of bot pressure early from the side of TLF. I know City wants to farm, has to farm. And but I still expect him to work his way towards bot. I am curious to see what Yukino plans to do, because you could go top and try and slow down this Fiora, or you could match the bot lane and try and make sure that Varus Ashe stays winning and protect them. So, choice for Yukino.
We're going to find out real quick, Mr. Covey, as we are on to the Rift for our first game of our second series. We were talking a little bit about where early jungle pathing will lead to, how these lanes can kind of play out, but I immediately have to go back to focusing on Surdy versus Sniper. The double S lane in the top side. It is the Fiora versus Renekton, and as you were kind of mentioning too, we do get that skill matchup we wanted between the two that they were alluding to on Twitter, and I think the early machinations of the laning and aggressivity between Surdy and Sniper is going to lead a lot to what we see around the rest of the map.
Machinations and aggressivity. We're breaking out the big words.
I don't even know if aggressivity is a word, but
it is now.
I used it.
You're my teammate. I'm supporting you. All right.
Let's go. We're
gonna see how aggressivity both our teams can get here. Boom.
Well, come on now when you use it like that. You're really bringing out my country bumpkin here.
Hold on. Curiously enough, I do want to say Karthus pathing away from the bot lane. This does enable Karthus to start blue buff. It does help with the jungle clear. Pathing away from that bot lane could be dangerous. Again, if Blitz Draven don't land hooks, they fall behind. It's going to be really tough for them to function. Oh, that's a big one, though.
They found Unforgiven. He's getting oh so low. Flash comes out. Do get the Ignite burned. A couple Summoner spells on the bottom side. But make sure you spam in chat who you think's going to win. 100C for 100 Thieves or TLF for TL first.
So, again, a big part of the meta in both like the A patch, it's still the B patch. It's playing around bot lane, playing towards bot. We've seen a lot of junglers, 3 camp bot, 6 camp bot, 4 camp, 5 camp bot. It's all about going bot. This time around, though, and what TLF's been doing for the majority of the split, it has been playing through top. As you mentioned, Surdy plays lane very, very, very well. And because he has his jungler working his way up towards the top side and saw the enemy jungler working bot, Surdy is allowed to play this matchup so incredibly aggressively. So the fact that he's just like trying to trade even HP early, really trying to take advantage of the grasp and the strength of Fiora, and he knows he has City in his back pocket, so he can't push the limits of this matchup, as he knows that he has support and Sniper does not.
Well, we got a lot of TL fans in the chat. 72% think TL first is going to take this game here. As we'll see how that all works out for you, chat. As you said, though, City Witty focusing on this top side of the map in his first pathing. Will be making his way around, pinging that he is on his way. And Surdy baiting out the engage. Sniper in some trouble here. Doesn't get slowed down using the slice and dice and the angry bee. The Sniper get out. Surdy wants it. Flash comes out in the end from Sniper.
All right, trade of Summoner spells in the top side, but it will be the TP taken away from the Renekton as that wave has been frozen. And Sniper actually not wanting to base immediately. Bit risky for him. You can see him dancing around as he doesn't know if Karthus stayed or not. City to base, not known to Sniper. He doesn't want to burn that TP now, though, so he's going to stick around and drop some creeps as Rovek's is going to continue to fish for Unforgiven, who, of course, is down that flash.
That's where Destiny can get a little bit of that poke back in, though, when you do miss those rocket grabs. We'll see Yukino for a bit of aggressive path on the mid lane. I haven't seen a mid lane dive, I don't know, since when.
This.
But maybe we'll see Aspect go down here as he does step up towards the tower.
I like this.
And Yukino flashes, gets the Twisted Advance. First blood to 100 Thieves Challengers.
Really strong laning from Pretty, who, of course, got the counter pick into this Jace, and that hurts Aspect quite a bit as he goes down. Love that from Yukino. I gotta say, Yukino, so the coach 100 Thieves Challenger, Dan, he really went out of his way to tell me how great it's been to work with Yukino so far. He's been blown away by this 16, almost 17-year-old in Yukino, and his ability to pick up jungle in what is the most competitive role in NA from top to bottom. Yukino is a really young guy who pretty much was discovered through Champs Queue this past spring, continues to impress everyone that he works with just like his ability to be mature and learn as a kid. And man, this is a great call from him to dive the mid lane. I haven't seen a lot of mid lane dives, as you called out, Mazel. I know the EG pulled one off with Robbie Bob with Sandra and a Kindred for Shade, and this is damn cleaner from Yukino. Easy peasy. That's a big loss here for TLF.
Yeah, really good use of the flash over the wall to instantly grab on to Aspect. But now with that early advantage, we see what they can do with it for 100 Thieves. We have the dragon coming up on the table here. It'll be a first dragon, a mountain soul, or mountain dragon rather. City Witty just on his farming game. Does this mean that we won't see as much of an objective focus for TL first, since they are just kind of opting into City Witty just clearing his jungle consistently? I mean, they have the strength to take a quick objective, right? With the quickness of a Karthus, but it just feels like maybe not the game plan.
Karthus, he needs to continue to full clear. And so I think that's a good highlight. And like Yukino, it's not like you win the 1v1 as Maokai versus Karthus. You just have the ability to impact the lanes a lot more than what Karthus can do. So we'll see if Yukino can take advantage of those windows, because you're right. It is the second clear now being fully completed for City. He does have a little bit of time now to maybe look at that dragon before the rest of his camps spawn on this side of the map. And we'll see if that might be something that they look at, as he will actually have a window to impact the bot lane here. Keep in mind, Unforgiven doesn't have flash. Rovex does have flash up, so I'd love to see a flash commit here bot side for TLF to try and punish the Varus.
So we had a ping straight off of the clear from Yukino on the bottom side towards mid, so you can see at least where 100 Thieves are thinking about putting the resources. It's definitely playing around pretty in the mid lane and kind of figuring out what comes next. Now we got to see, as City Witty comes to the bottom side, there will be a match from Yukino.
You can see how careful 100 Thieves are playing. TLF might just use this big wave to try and start up the dragon. We'll see if that's going to be the case. Aspect does drop a control ward there to make a spot if Pretty does drop down. And City on this Karthus, of course, doesn't have his third clear up yet. So we'll use that downtime to make sure this dragon is all theirs. And again, really strong Karthus play coming out of TLF. Again, City, good understanding of this champion. And Yukino has been able to make a couple plays, but really like what City's doing on the map so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously a little bit of a side eye towards mid lane on what's going down there, but I think you're just fine. And I think, again, it opts into the style that works for TL first, at least from the get-go. I will say a little bit of that want to see some influence come through from Yukino as we move forward, right? But as we're getting level 6s across the board, that Nature's Grasp would come out, and I think a lot of that setup is finally going to be there for 100 Thieves, where the early game definitely feels like setup has been a little bit more in the favor of TL first. Except in mid lane.
Yeah.
Except in mid lane.
Pretty has always been... I've always praised Pretty for his control mage play. When Pretty, first came over, he was really known for his Orianna. Not surprised to see him putting up another great game on Syndra. His Syndra has been really good this split. And, I mean, the help of having the impact here from Yukino early. Pretty was already winning the lane, but he's really just taking it over now as he's going to force Aspect back. And we'll see. Pretty's going to get a free reset if he wants it when he crashes this lane. Or this wave, I should say. Oh, wait, no, he's had a freeze this whole time. Okay, well, whenever Pretty wants to, whenever he wants to push it out, what I was setting up for is the Rift, because Rift's up now, and the Rift fight's not bad here for TLF. I mean, Karthus is a little bit ahead. We'll see if that's something that they want, as they have bot prio at the moment. But I think Rift is going to be really important for these teams, and Pretty's going to be a big key, because his ability to disengage and then execute a target could be important early.
I'm wondering how they kind of play into that as well. Now we're finally getting some love to the top side of the map. City Witty will be making his way up here. Not really going to find anything. Bot lane, though. Rovek's getting locked down here. And that's an issue for... the flash into the knockback, but it doesn't matter. Unforgiven gives them the top hat from the Pengu. Now Sniper going for a 1v2 in the top side. And very, very low. That grand challenge available to proc, but not going to find it. And 100 Thieves... just find everything they need. So
off-map bot lane, Yukino did burn the Nature's Grasp and did force the summoner spells out of Mia. So it will be placed going over to Unforgiven, but TLF going to try and start up this Herald. Sniper's actually stuck around. So City's going to look for the chunk off the first strike, but Sniper's healthy enough to do this.
No. We'll see.
Oh, enough support.
Aspect on his way up here. Flash there from Yukino, and Power Unleashed gets Yukino the kill for 100 Thieves. They're 3-0 now, and the Rift Herald stop.
Love the call from Yukino to make sure that they take down the free member in Aspect. He has TP to get back.
Yukino's back.
But also, like Aspect, you can get back to that lane, but they just bought enough time to make sure that TLF couldn't take Rift on that timer while they were making a play bot. So Yukino makes the play bot and then is able to impact the Herald fight as well. And you can see it in the gold lead now. It's a 2.5k gold lead for 100 Thieves. They're up 3-0 on the scoreboard. Yukino has now gotten 2 of his lanes ahead, doing really well on this Maokai. As again, you get outscaled, outfarmed by the Karthus, but you have windows to make plays. Yukino's using those windows really well.
Yeah, I mean, this bot lane, this mid lane looking really good for 100 Thieves Challengers right now. And, it's not necessarily the fireworks we maybe set up for early on between Surdy and Sniper, but I think the big focus now is how does 100 Thieves play around this strength for Yukino and deliver those resources to Pretty and Unforgiven.
I mean, I think that a lot of it right now, like, they could fight the Herald, like, given where Syndra's at in this game. As if Syndra finds the Karthus, I think City dies, and there's no Karthus ult available, which... if you're TLF, you're really only trying to make plays around Karthus ult early. So I think that this window, as Yukino resets, if he runs top, I think this is the window where they're really going to look to play the Herald, because they can slow push out this bot side and make sure that, when that wave crashes, they can start hitting the Herald. Their bot lane can rotate up to support. So let's see if 100 Thieves can execute this properly across the map.
Should be first items being completed very soon, at least. The Demonic Embrace there for Yukino as he headed back on the Rift. We also got the Leandries for City Witty. So junglers on the board here, at least, first and foremost before everybody else. And especially looking now at this Rift Herald, Yukino starting it up, City Witty on the way to bot side. This will be 100 Thieves' objective.
So this has been delayed enough where TLF's going to try and trade out the Dragon for the Rift. I really like this, though, from 100 Thieves. Just really clean play across the map as Rovex.
Oh, he still gets the hook. Unforgiven's been left out by himself in bot lane, and Rovex gets the kill. TL first on the board.
Snuck that around the minion. Unforgiven did have heal, so maybe if he's able to heal, he does get behind that minion with the move speed, but that's not the case. And a much-needed grab here from Rovex as, okay, mid lane
no,
aspect
he
dead.
still dies?
Nature's Grasp, man.
Oh, man. That ain't it. That ain't it. That feels bad. Dragon does go down to TL first, though. The mid tower is going to be busted down, it feels like. Yep. And I think the strength in that mid lane now may be coming to bear, as Requiem did come down.
City spotted. He's got to be careful. Pretty can one-shot him.
He's just walking up. All right. Well, City Witty. One auto attack for Pretty in the end. He throws up the emote and says, thank you for the kill. That'll be Pretty's first kill of the game.
Yeah, that's an oops there from City. He was trying to stop the second clear. Him and Rovex were not together. Not able to support that play. City goes down. 4.5k Goldie now for 100 Thieves as they had a very valuable Herald. And, I mean, props to Pretty and Yukino. It's been a mid-lane kingdom this game, Azell.
Yeah, it really has. I think that's such a good factor for Pretty, who I know in conversations coming into the week, we were like, all right, Pretty is there. He's doing well in mid lane. I think we had some really standout performances from him on IMT Academy last year, and wanting to see what he does this year on 100 Thieves. We won't get a spotlight of him. We'll get a spotlight of what happened bot lane, at least.
Yeah, so again, if Unforgiven heals here, maybe he's able to get back and get around the minion. Because he's trying to kind of juke around the wave.
He kept walking, though.
Yeah, it's tough. Really nice try. And a good hook from Rovex to hit. Very important. But after the Herald,
this just feels bad, man.
It's the power of Nature's Grasp, man. We flash ECA, but you can't flash the Maokai ult. As Yukino, another positive impact in the mid lane. Good kill.
My goodness, that damage early on is just insane. About 73 stacks now on Pretty. Still waiting to get to that hundo. But still has a little while to go here. And it does look like lanes are starting to break down a little bit. It feels like from that mid lane, the strength given to taking that early tower, 400 Thieves, is definitely being felt in the fact that it opens up Yukino to have a lot more wiggle room.
And not just that, but look at how high up Pretty's able to catch that wave and now hover bot. As Sim and Yukino both looking to punish this bot lane of TLF, as Mia Rovex, they are wiser to it. Yeah, they're going to spot out the 3 members and try and get on out of here as Mia, she no longer has any place to farm. As Surdy trying to open things up.
Whoa! Grand challenge. All right. I'm going to find it. So then we get a little bit of a taste of what we were looking for in top lane.
And this is a matchup where the Fiora scales into it nicely. And because Sniper was really on his own, it was Surdy able to stay even early, and Surdy will start to take over as we move forward. There were a lot of changes to items too.
Oh man, that hook didn't connect, but the double Nature's Grasp did. Pretty gets the knockback, flashes, power unleashed. Pretty, you're a monster, baby.
He's taking over this game, man, as everyone has to scatter from the Syndra, because every scatter that Pretty has taken the name of TLF. That's another turret falling. 6k gold lead and 100 Thieves Challengers. I mean, again, Yukino said he was really excited to play with this lineup. It's another full week of practice they've gotten, and you can see it paying off as this game has been damn clean here for 100.
I am so happy to see a little bit of that standout performance from Pretty. Again, having so many crazy situations last year on IMTC, right? And having so many incredible ones. The man got a pentakill on Kassadin. And didn't win the game. And I think you've seen so many moments where Pretty has stood out. But then there's also been moments where he's hidden behind the crowd. And I think this is such a great standout performance, at least in one game, from Pretty in the mid lane of 100 Thieves.
I love his control mage play, and that's been what he's sticking to the majority of this early season. It's been a lot of Syndra, Victor, and Talia, which we all know he can put up those big stat lines on the Talia. So to see him, really go back to what made Pretty so deadly in the first place in some of these picks. It's been good to see. He's been making really good use of it. And to see him work really well with Yukino too. I mean, that's part of the reason that Pretty's on this roster, right? You're working with a young jungler, first split in NACL, really first full year competing at this level. Pretty's here to, play well and help them out. And seeing them sync up and play well together in this game, it's been really good.
It has indeed. I do want to check in at state of the game, though. We have first item completions pretty much across the board. We are looking at Mia having completed the Bloodthirster first item.
Yeah.
Unforgiven with that Yumu's Ghost Blade as well.
The Bloodthirster first is a bit curious. I'm kind of waiting to see the second item here for Mia.
Oh, no.
Part of me is expecting an IE.
Walk right into that one. There's the cleanse. Pretty. Nature's Grasp just has so much distance, man. Come on. When the trees come and grab you up by the legs, I don't know what you do.
Yeah, Maokai's still a problem, man. Those nerfs really didn't hit on what makes Maokai so broken at the moment. As every time Nature's Grass is coming out, TLF is falling down, and 100 Thieves continue to cruise.
Do they have an aversion to trees? I guess those aren't trees; they're roots. So, I feel like that's a little bit of a different conversation. Are you a root guy or are you a tree guy, Cubby?
I don't know where we're going here. I'm a
Maokai. Come on.
I mean, I'm a Maokai fan because he's
Maokai stan?
way too goddamn broken.
Okay, we're gonna go stick
even on
with
the
that
B patch, he's still damn strong. So
all right. Well, Dragon is going to be secured by 100 Thieves Challengers there, as they will get their first of the game. Rift Herald was attempted to start up, but City just doesn't exist anymore. Hello, how do you do, Mr. Pengu? And Destiny, with the combo of Pretty, pick up another kill.
So, this is the danger of kind of what we were setting up in draft with some of the picks at TLF struggling with the range, the poke, and the disengage that 100 Thieves has. As Karthus, yeah, you're going up against a lot of squishies, but if you get behind, you don't have the range to actually deal with them. So we're seeing Varus Ashe kind of farm the Karthus right now. City's going to have a tough time of it as long as he keeps on getting access to his camps, which because mid lane got blown up so fast, he really doesn't. And you see he's trying to ult to farm first strikes and farm gold because he knows that he can't get gold anywhere else. Like they can't win fights right now. And TLF, I mean, they're way too far behind in this game. Karthus is at his best when he was able to ramp the game in his favor, and Karthus has been denied enough where he's not really relevant in this game, and it's mostly the pretty show.
Hey, I'm all here for the pretty show. It's a pretty sight. I'm just trying to figure out how to use pretty as much as possible. I also want to see kind of these next movements for TL first. How do they get Surdy into this game in some fashion? How do they try and get Mia back relevant to this game and approach these next bits without kind of having this lead run out more in front of them? And they are 7,000 gold in the deficit.
I think that the game plan for TLF, I mean, you do have a blitzcrank against all squishies, so get Rovax a pocket of vision and pray that he's able to find it. The tough part is that you're going up against Ashe Maokai, and the amount of control and vision that these champs get for free make it really tough for Blitz to function.
Just like that, he tried to go for it, but got spotted out.
Goodbye.
The Nature's Grasp says goodbye to City. Pretty goes on a rampage, and thumbs up from Mia. Just trying to put a little bit of happiness around the sad fate of City winning.
Tough draft for TLF to play at this point. Because again, if this Ashe Varus Syndra gets ahead, this is what the Karthus looks like. As City's behind, doesn't have access to camps. It's a 20-minute Baron. It's a 20-minute Baron.
I'm upset here.
Why?
We wanted to see the aggression. We wanted to see everything possible in the top side of that. They are 0-0-0 at 20 minutes, both of them. They both have the same CS. I'm upset he's spaghetti.
Honestly,
that's all I'm going to say.
It's the ultimate gentleman's agreement.
Is it? That's not what I signed up for, Cubby.
No, we signed up for skill matchup, and we're allowing them to play the skill matchup on their own to the fullest.
All right, fine. Well, the consolation prize, I guess.
The Baron buff makes up for the fact that City went top and Yukino didn't. All right?
There you go.
It's even.
That's the difference. That's the difference maker. All right, so we have the Radiant Virtue now completed for Yukino. Back out onto the map as well. Second item completed in a lot of other positions here. Surdy, maybe trying to get out. Heals a lot from that grasp there as well. Yukino getting caught in transition a little bit. We got the TP coming in from Sniper. Or no, not Sniper. Sorry, Pretty to the mid lane.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe they catch out Yukino. They have Sniper on the side here. There's the Nature's Grasp again.
Oh, no.
Getting the triple root, and here comes Sniper on the back. Oh, slice and dice your dreams. Give him the Dabu Pingu as Aspect TPs straight to his death. Surdy makes it out barely alive as the only remaining member of TL First.
All right, now Sniper's getting involved, and he's knocking everyone down for 100 Thieves Challenger. As you know, Yukino said coming in this week, I asked him, was like, you're going up against former teammate Mia. Are you excited to play against him? He's like, no, I'm just excited to play more with my teammates. We're actually together now. We're a team. And 100 Thieves Challengers really putting this game away calmly and cleanly as they're looking to have a dancing Shelly.
No way. Oh, Surdy, I know you want to stop it. Surdy, get in there. Stop that dancing Rift Arrow. That's the important part right now. I don't care about the kills. Surdy needs to kill Shelly. Sniper's on a killing spree now. Shelly goes down. We did it. Team, we got him. But TL First definitely maybe trying to make a little bit of a comeback here. Gets the shutdown for Surdy, but immediately gunned down. Maybe Sniper. One more slice, and that'll be it. Couple low members here for 100 Thieves. I don't know if they can necessarily take this last tower. And seems like they'll back out.
Yeah, Shock Blast could be big. The next one, we do have Whirling Death up here in a sec, so it's going to be enough to make sure the 100 Thieves are deterred. As Shelly doesn't find anything.
Try to go for the enchanted crystal arrow there.
Might as well look for the fadeaway, you know.
Well, back onto the map goes TL First after having their base kind of chunked down in front of their very eyes. We do want to get City Witty back onto the map here. Does have his Rec Room about halfway down on cooldown, but Dragon's on the board here now, and I don't think TL First really can do anything about it. They will just use the time to farm up.
And I don't know, man. This game's kind of over at this point. I like Sniper flashing in and being aggressive, putting down a lot of damage. That's nice. Second Empowered E. It's a lot of shred, you know, on the armor. It's good Renekton mechanics, actually. The Empowered E dash.
Just didn't get a chance to play the game.
Big part of the Renekton scaling. That does kind of exist.
Well, final death knell here for TLF. Do they have what it takes in the tank? Put up one last fight. The Nature's Grasp says no. You don't need gas in the tank when you got the power of the trees, says 100 Thieves Challengers as they move in on to the nexus of Team Liquid Honda First to take game number 1 in holistic fashion. 18-2 over a 15,000 gold lead. And an absolute domineering performance from this 100 Thieves Challengers roster who moved to 6-3.
All right, so Ash Maokai on blue side. I don't want to see a team get that again. I think that's my conclusion. I do like the Blitz answer. I think that Blitz, like, it was a decent start to the lane, but if you aren't able to impact that bot lane while the Flash of Varus is down, you will lose that war of attrition heavily. And that's what ended up happening as a tough game there for TLF. I like the Karthus, but when mid gets dove, Karthus loses campsite early on in the game. It's tough. And that's exactly what happened.
It is very tough. We are going to send it to a short little break while we have a halftime bit getting ready to go with Mad Magical himself, so don't go anywhere.